So I came across this on my Twitter feed earlier today. Then I found this article in The Stranger about it. So Capitol Hill, some workers at the Capitol Hill location of Trader Joe's had this previous Thursday let their supervisors know they're not going to be in on Friday because they were going to be participating in the Black Lives Matter march that was happening that day in Seattle, and just to be, in solidarity with that movement. So management decided that they were going to close the store early that day because they wouldn't have enough staff because so many people, so many Trader Joe's employees were going to be participating at that Black Lives Matter march. And then I guess Trader Joe's corporate offices got a hold of this, and then they seems like they're retaliating, and then the store might be closed indefinitely as a retaliation against workers standing up for racial and social justice. So if you're able to, I would recommend boycotting Trader Joe's if they keep this store closed as a result of this. It's hugely disgusting. Go give your business to somewhere else if you're able to. So let's dig into this story a little bit. On Friday, a sign appeared on the Capitol Hill Trader Joe's front door. Today, our store is closed at 1 p.m. The store will be closed indefinitely starting 6/13/20, prompting a lot of confusion from Cap Hill residents. And Capitol Hill is also, just for reference, where the Chaz is, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. I think maybe it was renamed CHOP, Capitol Hill Occupied Protest, potentially. Today, the crew members of the store have released a statement and petition citing closure as retaliation from corporate after workers announced their participation in the BLM general strike, an organization for better working conditions, putting the workers' financial security at risk in a time of economic downturn. Despite the company's recent statement of support for their black crew members, these workers say, quote, the company has done nothing to tangibly support the movement for Black lives, and they penalize employees for supporting the movement. Seems like exactly what's happening right now. Here is the full statement posted to their site, savetjs130.com, demanding TJ's corporate to reopen their 130 location and restore their jobs indefinitely. So this is what the tweet I looked at earlier, I believe. On June 11th, dozens of Trader Joe's Capitol Hill store workers informed store management that they would be participating in the June 12th protest organized by the local chapter of Black Lives Matter. Store managers determined that broad participation in the protest would lead to staffing issues and decided to close the store early on June 12th. Store management assured workers participate in the protest that this would be considered an excused absence and would not result in any disciplinary measures. But on the morning of June 12th, a representative from TJ's corporate called the store to ask about the early closure. Unsatisfied with the rationale for the early closure, again, they had to close early because so many of the staff were doing the right thing, getting out there in the streets, general strike, participating in the march to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Kind of important. Trader Joe's say they support Black Lives Matter. Doesn't really make sense with them, punishing the store and those workers for standing up and doing the right thing. Yeah, fuck off, Trader Joe's. Like I say, if this store remains closed, boycott Trader Joe's. This is fucked. We, a group of Store 130 workers who wish to remain anonymous, believe it's no coincidence that the store was abruptly closed on the day that dozens of us took action in support of the movement for Black Lives. We know that the company will try to avoid the appearance of being antagonistic to the movement. They'll likely cite personnel issues, safety concerns, or operating costs as rationale for the store closure. What they really mean when they cite personal issues is that they saw our store as a hotspot for worker organizing. TJ Corporate has aggressively squashed worker organizing for years and it has a long record of retaliation. I've heard this before because these Trader Joe workers at stores, all across the U.S. have been trying to organize to form unions to get better, pay and benefits, and we're seeing the retaliation by the corporate and now for standing up for Black lives. They're corporates retaliating against these TJ employees. It's disgusting. This is the most dramatic retaliation any TJ store has seen to date, but is not an isolated incident. Prior to the abrupt store closure, we had been organizing to secure a living wage, health insurance for all workers, and basic protections against COVID-19. The large majority of us were already living paycheck to paycheck, and many of us were working without health insurance while risking steady exposure to the public in the midst of a pandemic. While Trader Joe's has publicly voiced support for Black crew members and customers, the company has done nothing to tangibly support the movement for Black lives, and they have penalized employees for supporting the movement. While the company insists that they value crew member feedback and support crew-led solutions, they have consistently disregarded our insight and requests. We know what it would take for our store to run smoothly, and we want to be in conversation with store managers about solutions. We are saddened by the store closure. For each of us, it means both a loss of community and a loss of financial security in the midst of an economic downturn. We recognize it's a loss for our neighborhood as well, and we hope you'll join us in demanding that Trader Joe's reopen Store 130 and restore our jobs immediately. We've heard that TJ's corporate will make a final decision about the closure this coming Monday. We'll be prepared with response regardless of the decision. I will definitely be filling out that petition as soon as I'm done with that video. Thank you, Jasmine Kaimig, for writing an article about this. And I'll link this article in the description box. Recommend you sign this petition as well. It's disgusting that Trader Joe's is trying to retaliate against these workers for showing up for the Black Lives Matter movement. I mean, how fucking disgusting. And let's just see Trader Joe's. What is it? Trader Joe's wealth. Let's just see how wealthy a corporation. In 2017, Trader Joe's made $13.3 billion. Damn, dude. I mean, it's fucked up. And they're still not paying their workers a living wage. Still don't have health care for all the employees, and now they're retaliating for when the employees show up for the Black Lives Matter community. It's disgusting. Sign the petition. Boycott Trader Joe's till they open up Store 130. Peace. Much love.